Welcome to BP Rising, everybody, where we teach people how to day trade stocks in order to build wealth. I am here to analyze XNET stock from today, 11/20/2017. This thing's had a crazy move the last couple months. It's up roughly 500%. Stock was around $4 a little while back, and now it's close to 20. Being a China mover, there's been a lot of China hype, so that's part of it. And the other part of it is because, it's supposedly Bitcoin related and whatnot. But the move is basically the entire move is unfounded and unwarranted. And, the price action, the volume has been there. Obviously, it's something that's been highly day traded day to day. They've been milking it. But it's just time to bring this thing back down to earth because it's really out of control and for no legitimate reason. I'm going to go through a couple things. It's going to back up my claim on this. So let's go ahead and break it down. First thing is I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to look at the earnings on the stock. And the first red flag, first thing you got to notice is that these are unaudited financial results. They're unaudited. All right, so everything you see in here without an audit, I mean, how do you even know it's legitimate? You really don't. So that's the first thing. That's a big red flag. And when you come through here, total revenues were 47 million, a 15.6% increase, supposedly from last year, 14% from last quarter, which is okay. I mean, it's decent that they went up, but it's nothing great. All right, online advertising, 22% increase, okay. Does any of this warrant a 500% move? Absolutely not. Let's look through here. I'm going to try to go through this pretty quick. Bottom line is to make it short. There's nothing in the earnings that's anything special. There's nothing in here that warrants what's been going on in the stock. Cost of revenues, 28 million, representing 60% of total revenues. Okay, let's see. Gross profit, 7%. It's up 7%. I mean, come on. The earnings are okay. Let's just be blunt about it. The earnings are okay, but they're nothing special. And that's the bottom line, just from glancing through here real quick. All right, another couple things I noticed, there's a lot of lawsuits that I'm finding on this when I do a little searching. Investigation by Law Office of Howard G. Smith on behalf of investors, and then you got another shareholder alert, class action lawsuit. Just things like this are kind of a red flag. Then you come in here and you look through and you see that it's actually the company was established in the Cayman Islands as a holding company. Cayman Islands, and that's obviously another suspect red flag right there. Then I go through here and the Motley Fool is a really good deal. I mean they're pretty accurate and they're a really good publication. If there's anyone out there that's decent, it's this one. And they even say in here that there's no real reason for this to be up, no specific reason behind the underlying trading activity. So they don't understand exactly why it's moving. Then you come here and you got Seeking Alpha. You got this guy here put out this article. This was today. Could be in for significant regulatory trouble. Avoid. Share prices quadrupled over last month. The launch of One Cloud devices, which produce One coins. According to XNET management, One coins are not currency. They can, however, be exchanged for items of value or substituted. So how are they not currency? Basically saying that XNET cannot state their currency as it will invite serious regulatory risk and prospect of immediate shutdown by Chinese authorities. However, the risk remains and is sizable. Even if XNET's One coin is shut down, the business model appears suspect, which is exactly what I was saying, and a lack of profit makes this a strong short. Short-term downside of 30 to 50% and long-term downside of up to 66% can be expected. And I agree with that. I don't always agree with what these people on Seeking Alpha have to say, but in this case, I agree. I think this thing could be due for a 50% correction. I mean, it's run 500%, so of course it's going to be due for some big profit taking. And if the price move has been controlled by somebody maybe in China or some whale, at some point they're going to have to lock all the profit and they're going to start selling big, and this thing's got to come back down. Yeah, so these are just some of the things I looked at when I pulled this up with a quick search. And bottom line is the whole thing, the entire move is kind of shady, and it kind of makes you wonder what's going on. There's a lot of volume and price action today, and it almost makes you wonder if somebody's painting the tape potentially, which is where they're buying and selling to themselves to create the illusion of investor interest and volume when it's really the same people. And I noticed there's a 20K, I keep seeing a 20K block on the ask and the bid all day. And on every single pop, I see this 20K ask starting to show up, and they're selling lightly. I think it's a whale selling lightly every time this thing moves up. So, it looks to me like 20 could be the top potentially. And they're probably unloading a significant position up at this price. So, at some point, the chickens are going to come home to roost, the hammer's going to come down, and this thing is going to come back down to earth, bottom line. And, also this is definitely a big target for somebody like Andrew Left of Citron. This is the exact kind of thing he likes to crush. Something that's up, that's basically baloney and up on hype and bloated and ready to crash. That's kind of what he targets. That's also what I look for to short. And, with HMNY, it was a similar situation. That thing got crushed after the crazy move, dropped way down big time. And this is a potential candidate to get crushed like an HMNY. So I want everybody who is long the stock to be super careful. Please take your profit. Don't wait too long for this thing to crash and pull the HMNY and then give back all your gains. Be smart, okay? It's time to start looking for the short position. Yes, it's gone up a little more than I expected, and I'm sure most people expected. But if there's something suspect with it, you can't really justify. You can't really look at chart patterns and things, because if it's price manipulation, the chart patterns aren't really going to matter. Somebody's controlling the thing, and it just doesn't matter in that case. And it's definitely likely that could be something that's happening. Today, it's Thanksgiving week, and most of the market's fairly slow, and this thing's just got crazy volume. It's just something's not right about it. Something smells, something's fishy. It's pretty obvious to me. So anyway, so that's my breakdown on it. I still have a price target on this of, I think I had 7. I mean, I'm gonna change the price target to about 10. I think this is gonna get cut down probably 50%. It's hard to say exactly when it's gonna come down. It could be a couple days, could be a week, but this thing is coming down. This thing is coming down. So just be careful with it. And let's look real quick at the historical, which I always like to do. You look back a couple months, you can see that. I mean, you can see. Let's see if I can get it. You can see that. I mean, it's been a crazy move. It was at 4 a couple months ago. It's already all the way up to $20. So a 50% move would definitely be very realistic, and that would put it down to 10. And I think that's highly likely. And I promise you that this is something that Andrew Left of Citron is probably watching, and I would not be surprised to see him come in with some sort of tweet going after this thing. This is exactly what he looks for. All right. So yeah, so that's going to be it. If you got any questions about this, just email me. Feel free anytime, bprising1@gmail.com. And if you want to learn how to day trade, visit the website, bprising.com, and join our trading room. Get support, get answers to all the questions you need, learn how to successfully day trade and become profitable on a regular basis. And until then, until the next video, everybody have a great one. See you next time.